Hi there guys, Adam from The Beard Solution here, back with another video. In today's video I'm going to be talking to you about a topic that I have covered in some of my update videos before but haven't done a standalone video for, and that is about increasing minoxidil absorption and whether or not that is actually a good idea. So I'll be giving you my personal opinions on that, and then obviously it's up to you guys whether you want to use that method or not. So without further ado, let's get into it.
All these rappers faking, I tell them tuck your chain in, cause when my youngest came in, I swear they had them skating.
So guys, as I pointed out in the introduction, I've kind of already talked about this topic before, but I thought it would warrant its own video because I still get quite a lot of comments about it, and that is, does better absorption equal better results, and also the methods pertaining to increasing your absorption. So first things first, we'll cover the method that most people ask me about, which is applying minoxidil to a damp face. Now this comes out of the school of thought that applying it to a damp scalp does increase absorption and therefore better results for scalp users. But what we also have to bear in mind is that the scalp skin is much thicker than on the face and therefore less absorbent. So if you're applying it to your face, it's a much more absorbent area, which is why, from my own personal observation, I see a much higher instance of people reporting side effects, systemic side effects from using minoxidil on their face than on their scalp. And that's likely because too much minoxidil is getting into the bloodstream. So the question would be, do we really want to be in a position where we're actually increasing that amount of absorption if the face is already absorbed enough? And in my own personal view, I don't think that we do. Now, covering off this next point, better absorption, does that equal better results? In my opinion, no. I mean, if you're talking about a topical product, the reason it's topical is because you want it to work at a particular location. And so applying it to the face, you want it to stay as much as possible at those follicles in your face. What you don't want to do is get it absorbed too much into your follicles, oversaturate those follicles, and then end up with surplus amounts in your bloodstream. That's something that, whilst not being a doctor, I can assure you, you really don't want. You'll experience higher instances of side effects such as heart palpitations, chest pains, water retention, the kinds of things from minoxidil that we really don't want to get, including like headaches and stuff. Now, that's just my personal opinion. I don't think that we should be trying to increase absorption on the face. I think that our face is already absorbent enough. And also, I don't think it's going to get you any better results personally. Now, if you are struggling with your results, I'll talk to you very briefly about something that I often recommend. If you're not derma rolling, which by the way, again, is not for absorption purposes for the reasons I've already pointed out. But yeah, if you aren't derma rolling, I'd suggest that you start. And if it's been more than like 6 months of using minoxidil and you've literally had no change, it might be that you're not a respondent to minoxidil, because not everybody does respond to minoxidil. There was a study, however, that was done on female scalp users that found that a higher concentration, in this case a 15% concentration on the scalp, did actually make 66% of those tested become responders to minoxidil. So they started seeing an improvement and started seeing results. However, what we do need to bear in mind is that 15% is an incredibly high concentration and often has a lot of DHT blockers in, which for obvious reasons we don't want to use on our face. And that's why I would often say to look into the 10%. Also, I've seen a 12.5% sold by More, but I personally haven't used it. I haven't really spoken to anyone directly who has used it. So if you have, maybe you can let people know in the comments how your experiences were and whether you got any particularly bad side effects. But guys, yeah, just remember that minoxidil is a drug, and at the end of the day, we want to try and stay as healthy as possible. We're already kind of obviously being a bit adventurous by using it on our face anyway, and whilst we know that it's perfectly safe to use minoxidil, we want to make sure that the way in which we're using it is also safe, and that's just my own personal opinion. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments as well, and let me know if you've enjoyed a return to a bit more of an informational video as opposed to me just going, here's my beard, here's my beard, here's my beard. Also, just to let you know, I will be reviving the Don't Fail the Scales series, and now, because I work out at home a little bit, that's where I'm going to be filming it, so there should be a bit more footage of me actually working out, which might be more interesting for you. So guys, as I said, hope you enjoyed this video. Please do make sure that you hit the thumbs up if you did enjoy it, and also make sure that you subscribe if you want to see more videos from me. And also make sure you comment any questions, queries or suggestions below, and I can look into potentially turning some of them into video topics. Sorry, had a burp there. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you guys again next time. My young G stop splashing. When we see the feds, we do the dashing.